in this video we'll be looking at building a GUI in Python for building a to-do list app. So our GUI at the end should look like this. So we basically have the add task functionality and the delete task functionality. So let me just try this out here. So I'll be adding my task, say homework, and I add this, so this comes as homework. I'll add one more, say suppose classwork, and I add it here. Now suppose I completed my homework and I need to delete that, so I have to just give it the task number, that is 1, delete task, so it is gone, and it will also be rearranged. So this is what we are going to build today using the library tkinter of Python. So let's look at it. So usually tkinter will already be installed in the Python, so if it is not, you can install it using pip install. And so now let's look at it one by one. I'll be commenting the part of the code, so let's look at it one by one. So I've here in the first line I've imported the tkinter library as tk, and then root. This is basically the window, like I'm declaring the window, and I want the title of the window to be to do app, and this is the geometry, like the number of pixels, why it has to be, length, width. So it is configurable, we can configure it to whatever we need. I have made it as 400 cross 450. And then this is the color of my window. What should be the color of my window? I have set it to 2C to F33, so you can basically change it here of any color. So I've kept it grayish or black, and these are the different colors. So I'll be just running this, and here you can see root.main loop. So this is basically to start an event loop whenever I run, and it will be running as until I close my window. Until I stop that process, it will be running. So to keep that, this is like an event loop that we have to declare. So now let's just run this part of the code. So like mentioned, this was my title of the root, that is to do app, and this is the color which I have set. Okay, so now let's go to the next. We'll just add an entry like a title to our window as to-do list. So here you can see root to my window. This is the text, and this is the font, whatever I want I can put it, and background color and text color, like I had declared here my text color to be white. So now let's run this part of the code. I'm adding a label to do my to-do list. So when I run this, it's giving white is not defined. Okay, so let's save it and run it again. So okay, so here if you see, like I had declared here label, so like I had declared, it has happened. So now let's go to the next part of adding entry of my task to the to-do list. So here if you see tk.entry, we have the methods inside this library, like label for giving the label, then entry to add the task, like I showed it previously. So this is my root, these are my configuration font, what should be the background, and what should be the text font. So now this is to just entry.pack, like with these many dimensions you will be setting it. So now just let's give it a run. I can save it, so let me save it, sorry, give it a run. So you can see here is what I'm going to add. So this is an entry part. So now coming to that button of add task. So here if you see, this should be the text that needs to be displayed, add task, and these are the settings, like this is left to user, and here the main thing is command is equal to add task. So once I click that button, what has to be happened will be decided by this task. So whenever I click that button, add task, so I'll show you what happens. So I'm running this, so now I have this. Okay, so now when I type, say suppose hi, and I click on this, what happens is it should go here. So that is add task. This is my task. Okay. So here what we are doing is we're basically creating a list box for all the tasks. So because still a part of my code is commented, it's giving an error, I'm just showing it. So here if you see, it basically entry.get. So entry.get is whatever I enter here. Suppose I've entered a hi, that will be stored in the task. So if task is not equals to, means if it is not empty string, then this part of the code will be executed. We'll see it a little later. We'll uncomment a little. So here is where the list box is declared, which was the reason for the error. So I'm just deleting and just killing this process, then running it again. So now this is my list box. So here if you see, I've declared this list box, root, entry, these all the same thing. Okay, the same color font that you can give, it's left to you. And now I'll be entering a task. So if you go here, it is getting appended. So this is basically being done by this add task. So where is this add task? This one. So I have defined my list box dot size. So once when I add a new task, it will be, the size will be, the task number will be incremented, and then you can see this list box, we're adding it to it, and for deleting it also we have that we'll look it into later. Now I'm closing this. So now the adding part is over. Entry part of adding the task in the to-do list is over. Now let's look at deleting it. So this is basically to add that entry for deleting it. So I have to basically enter my task number which needs to be deleted, right? So this will be done by that. So here if you see, here I have to enter, and I still haven't added that here below, like delete task. So probably if we add that, we'll get more clarity that, okay, so delete. So this was basically, first I think it will be more clear if I only uncomment this part. Okay, so here this is like enter task number. This is just a text. I don't think it's necessary also, if you know. So commenting this part and then uncommenting this. Now let's give it a final run. Okay, sorry, it's giving tk is not defined. So let's uncomment the whole part and then give it a run. Okay, so what happened? Delete entry is not defined. I have uncommented the whole part. Okay, so yeah, now if you see here, delete entry, this was for adding this entry box, whatever, like wherever we have that enter task number, and then okay, so the next part was here the command we have, that is a delete task. So what happens is whenever that this button I click, it will come to this delete task. So here you can see the list box, from the list box here deleting it, and here renumbering that, and renumber task is being called here. So where is the renumber task? Here. So you can just look at the logic, and that's how it's happening. So that's all. So now my GUI is ready. So if I write my first task as homework, it will be adding it as 1. Then I add a few more tasks. Let's say task 1, I'm adding that, then I'm adding the task 2, then I'm adding that, then I want to delete that my task number 2. So I enter it as 2, then I delete the task, so that is gone. So this is how it is working. So thank you. I hope you liked the video. If you like, please do subscribe. Thank you.